There's this myth that we have in our culture that holds so many of us back from reaching our training goals. It's that fitness only happens in chunks of 60 to 90 minutes, 3 to 5 days a week, inside of a gym. There's obviously nothing wrong with this approach, but what if you don't have the time or the money to fit this narrow scope of what working out looks like? Or what if you just don't like that model? There's still plenty of other ways to get in enough training to make gains in strength, flexibility, or whatever goals you have. Here are the 4 best strategies to still train hard on a time budget. And these could potentially be better for your overall health and wellness than spending long hours in the gym. Let's take a look. Accumulations are number 1 on the list because many of us already use this idea daily. We gotta get our 10,000 steps in. They are simply accumulating a predetermined amount of some sort of movement over a given time, like a day or a week. And accumulations are so powerful because they're extremely simple and objective. Did you hit your goal? Yes or no? But we can actually use this concept for anything. Pull-ups, hamstring stretching, sitting in a squat. Whatever you really want to work on, make it a project by setting goals. Day or week increments tend to work best. And here's the magic. You'll end up getting in more work than you would have if you compartmentalize your exercise to just gym workout time. So say you're doing 3 sets of 10 pull-ups 2 times a week. That's 60 pull-ups. If instead you did 10 pull-ups per day, that's 70 in a week. I'm not saying this is necessarily better, but it goes to show that if you're short on time, you can still get in tons of work. I had a client use this strategy by doing 100 lunges a day and adding more and more weight over a period of 2 months. When he first started, he could only do 40 lunges without stopping. By the end, he did over 250 continuously. That's some serious progress. The best way to implement this strategy is keeping a running tally on your phone. There's simple apps you can use to track this, or just keep a page in your notes. And this strategy is especially great because it can be combined with any of the other strategies on this list. Cues or prompts. Everyone's heard of this one. Every time I walk through the door that my pull-up bar is hanging from, I'm gonna do 5 pull-ups. So here, you attach something you want to do regularly to things you already do regularly. Here's some examples. When I sit for an hour, I spend 1 minute hanging. Every time I want to open up social media on my phone, I have to do push-ups. And when I use social media on my phone, I'll sit in a squat. But another way this can be accomplished is by doing something like setting up an interval timer on your phone to go off every hour while you're working. And this prompts you to get up and do some pre-planned exercises or stretches. And if you're working 8 hours, that's 7 times in a day you can get some work in. The key to this strategy is making the intensity and workload appropriate. If you're doing 7 bouts in a day, you probably don't need to make the intensity super high. But if you're doing push-ups when you open up social media, hopefully not that often, you can probably push yourself pretty hard.
We're usually told to drink more water throughout the day, but what may be even more important is to get the right amount of electrolytes with our water. New research shows that we actually need more sodium in our diet than we once thought, but it's better to consume sodium with sugar-free electrolytes rather than processed or fried foods. LMNT is a very tasty way to get your electrolytes with no sugar and other dodgy ingredients. And I gotta tell you, I've been loving these new LMNT sparkling waters. The same great LMNT zero sugar electrolyte formula in a 16-ounce can with sparkling water. I don't know about you guys, but I always crave some bubbles in my water at the end of the day. Salty. I'm stoked to be able to get myself some extra electrolytes while I sip and enjoy. Right now, get a free sample pack of LMNT electrolytes with the purchase of any drink mix. Just use our link below and check out the new LMNT Sparklies. Back to it.
Stacking is incredibly useful for parents and professionals because it allows us to fulfill 2 or more needs at once. A commonly recommended example of this is going for a walk every time you take a work call. You already have to do the work call, and you know you should get more steps in. Plus, in this example, you hit more than 2 needs because now you're getting outside, getting vitamin D, letting your eyes relax from looking at computer screens. You could even take off your shoes and get some barefoot time. And in this way, you can start to check off so many of those healthy habits you want to start implementing but can never find the time to actually do them. Here's some ideas for you. When I watch TV in the evenings with my spouse or kids, I'll do some basic calisthenic movements. When I brush my teeth, I'll practice balancing on one foot, maybe even with my eyes closed. Any work I can do from my phone, I'll go outside and maybe even sit in the grass. You get the idea. And the best part about this is you can just keep on stacking. So you decide to do some calisthenics in the evenings while watching TV. Well, you're already warmed up, so you may as well just do some hamstring stretching, or you're out for a walk on a work call. Do some pull-ups on that bar you walk by. And this gets to the heart of why all of these strategies, especially combined, can be so potent. You'll be getting your heart rate up intermittently throughout the day, keeping yourself limber instead of stiff from sitting for 8 hours, and reaping the benefits of the hormonal responses that come as a consequence of movement. You're creating a movement lifestyle where moving the body is constant, enjoyable, and rewarding. And man, one of the coolest things to me is when you see parents moving, working out, or stretching with their kids right by their side, stacking healthy habits with role modeling and connecting with our future generations. Short, focused training sessions. So maybe you're hearing these strategies and thinking, yeah, but I still want to hit some hard workouts. But you don't have enough time to drive to the gym, do a long workout, take a shower, drive back to work. No worries. I think most people underestimate how much serious work can be done in a short amount of time. Just 10 minutes of a kettlebell swing workout can get you tons of adaptation for strength and endurance. Or 4 rounds of pull-ups and push-ups taken to near failure should take you only about 20 minutes. And that's a serious upper body session. And the same goes for mobility. This is actually exactly how we plan the workouts in our new Master Mobility program. Each workout is focused on working towards one of the big 3 positions: the pike, the horse stance, and the bridge. And these consist of 2 to 3 exercises done as a superset and should take you about 20 minutes. And we also mixed in some accumulations with daily hang and squat goals, complete with guidance on how to get the most out of them. So if you want to take your mobility to the next level this year, check out Master Mobility, first link in the description. And the advantage of short, focused training sessions is you can slot these in at any point in your day. And you could even do multiple sessions in a day. 20-minute strength workout in the morning, 20-minute mobility routine at night. Boom. And the common theme with all of these strategies is we start to build movement into our day, doing shorter but more frequent bouts. It's like Newton's first law. An object in motion stays in motion. Metaphorically, the more often you move, the more likely you are to keep moving. And this is actually more natural for our bodies, moving constantly throughout the day rather than just one long session. And even if you have the time and like doing longer workouts like I do, you can still use these strategies to keep your body feeling light, limber, and strong throughout the day. Now, if you want to use these strategies effectively, you have to build them into your life with a bit of structure. It can't be random or left up to willpower. So here's some tips. Have a plan. Know what you're doing and when you'll do it. Stretching during work calls is great, but not if you also have to decide what stretches you're gonna do. Have specific stretches ready that don't take up too much mental space. Have a low barrier to entry. If you're intending to stretch while you're at work, have what you need available. If you want to do pull-ups throughout the day, buy a doorway pull-up bar and keep it near the door. The foundation to all these strategies is that they become habits that can happen naturally. The 51% rule. To create any habit, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to do it more often than not, especially when you're first getting started. So don't get down on yourself if you forget some of the time, or if stress or just busyness get in the way of executing the plan. If you're successful more than half of the time, you'll start to form a habit. And once it's a habit, you really won't have to think about it at all, which is the hallmark for highly effective individuals. Monthly challenges. Set challenges for yourself in 1-month increments. For 30 days, I'll do 10 pull-ups a day, and only set a few. If you overload yourself, you'll inevitably fail. Set a max of 3 challenges and follow through with them. And then after 30 days, reassess and decide what you want to keep as a habit and what new challenges you want to take on. And before you know it, you'll have built tons of movement into your life. So we want to know, are you going to take on any challenges this month? Tell us what they are in the comment section. You may give someone else the inspiration they need. All right, guys, see you in the next video.